See, in this chapter, then we are going to learn about electricity. But first, we need to realize from where this electricity is coming. Right? What is the basis behind this electricity? You did in class line something known as gravitation. Right? Electricity, we try to build upon the concept of electricity based on what we learned in the gravitation. What was gravitation? It was a force between two bodies which has mass, right? And the magnitude of that force was equal to g m1 m2 upon d square, meaning force was directly proportional to the product of the masses and inversely proportional to the square of the distance between them. Okay? Gravitation, unlike many other forces, was non-contact force. Class 9 में आपने पढ़ा था force is equal to mass into acceleration. But in every case, let's say, whenever I apply a force, I need to contact the object on which I am applying the force. Right? If I want to move this piece of object, I need to touch it, right, physically to make it move. Make sense? So, all such forces where contact is necessary are known as contact forces. But there are four fundamental forces in the nature which are non-contact forces. And those four fundamental forces are the basis for not many other things. Okay? What is the genesis and the origin of these four forces is something which is still not clear to us. Okay? Those four forces are gravitation forces, magnetic forces, electric forces or electrostatic forces, and nuclear forces. All these four forces are fundamental, right? They exist in nature by default, and what is the origin of it we still don't know. Okay? We know what happens afterwards, but from where did they come we don't know. Okay? Here we'll be concerning more about electrostatic forces or electric forces. You must have read that the like charges repel each other and unlike charges attract each other. So we don't know why like charges repel each other, but we know they do. We know by observations, empirically we know that they do repel each other, but we still don't know why does it happen. We still don't know how the force could act without anything being in contact. Right? So we still don't know that. No one knows in science क्यों होता है, कैसे होता है. There are various theories about it. Magnetism के लिए बहुत सारे theories हैं, electrostatics के लिए बहुत सारे theories हैं, but we cannot be for certain कि ये forces क्यों exist करते हैं और कैसे exist करते हैं. ठीक है? What we'll learn about is what happens afterwards. We know there are two like charges, they will repel each other. Two positive charges, when you try to bring them closer, you'll have to do lots of work because one charge will be repelling the other. Right? Whereas in case of unlike charges, if you try to bring them closer, they get attracted. Right? Then you don't have to do any work. They both of them will come close together by default. That will be a natural movement, spontaneous movement. Okay? In case of gravitation, the forces were always attracted. The forces were always attracted. Gravitation force is never a repulsive force. They are always attracted. In electrostats, they are both kind of forces, attractive as well as repulsive. And the nature of the force depends on the nature of the charges on which these forces are acting upon. Make sense? Now, electricity is again one of the breakthrough achievements, then discoveries, invention, whatever you want to call it, right, of modern time. Without that, half of our lives, or in fact 90% of our life revolves around electricity. Right? Whatever is happening in this room is because of electricity. This laptop, this projector, cameras, hard disk drives, whatever, mobile phones, fans, tube lights, everything requires electricity. Right? But it is often taken for granted. हमें लगता है तो है, but कहाँ से आया, क्यों आया, कैसे काम करता है, इसके ऊपर we don't spend much time. So what we are going to do in this class is to learn about from where are these things coming. In this unit, we will explore the reasons for why charge flows through the wires of the electric cycles and the variables that affect the rate at which it flows. Flow of charge is current. So basically we are asking, why would a current flow inside certain materials and not inside others? And how does it happen? The means by which moving charge delivers electrical energy to appliances in order to operate them will be discussed in details. So basically what is happening with this movement of charge is that some form of energy is being given to some devices which will convert this energy into some other form. So basically इलेक्ट्रिक सर्किट जो होता है, जैसे कि सर्किट में बहुत सारे तार लगे हैं, घर में देखा होगा एक तार लगा हुआ है, तो तार के थ्रू में एक इलेक्ट्रिक सर्किट बना है और उसका उद्देश्य क्या होगा, व्हाट इज द ऑब्जेक्टिव बिहाइंड इज वी कैन से दैट इलेक्ट्रिक सर्किट इज अ एनर्जी कन्वर्जन टूल, राइट? मतलब वन फॉर्म ऑफ एनर्जी से उसको अलग फॉर्म ऑफ एनर्जी में हम कन्वर्ट करते हैं, ठीक है? इलेक्ट्रिक चार्जेस हैव इलेक्ट्रिकल एनर्जी, वी लर्न अबाउट व्हाट काइंड ऑफ एनर्जी इज दैट, ठीक है? दैट इलेक्ट्रिकल एनर्जी इज कन्वर्टेड इनटू लेट्स से लाइट एनर्जी इन द बल्ब, mechanical rotational energy in the fan, right? Heat energy in a heater or sound energy in any ring bells, beepers, right? So basically circuit में क्या होता है, you take electrical energy and you convert it into some usable form, ठीक है? तो electric circuit is nothing but a tool for conversion of energy. So we'll learn about how this energy gets converted and how this energy flows through the circuit, and primarily how does the circuit happen and what all is happening there. Second says, one of the fundamental principles that must be understood in order to grasp electric circuit pertains to the concept of how an electric field can influence charge within a circuit as it moves from one location to another. Now electric force can be described as a non-contact force. A charged balloon can have an attractive effect upon an oppositely charged balloon even when they are not in contact. The electric forces acts over the distance separating the two objects, and thus it is an action at a distance force. Meaning these two balloons, one is positively charged, another is negatively charged. These two are attracting each other despite being at some distance from each other. Right? If I want to slap you, I cannot slide my hand here and you will feel the slap there. So for that force to happen, there must be contact. Okay? In this case, no contact is required. Electric forces will mitigate from one place to another without any contact between them. Okay? Action at distance forces are sometimes referred to as field forces. अब इसमें बहुत दिक्कत होगी कि हमें ये समझाने में कि मैंने यहाँ पे एक चार्ज स्फीयर रखा, यहाँ पर एक और चार्ज स्फीयर है, हाउ आर दे अफेक्टिंग ईच अदर, ठीक है? तो इसके लिए हमने डिफाइन किया कि एक चार्ज स्फीयर के आसपास उसका एक स्फीयर ऑफ इन्फ्लुएंस होता है। उस स्फीयर ऑफ इन्फ्लुएंस में अगर कोई और चार्ज आएगा तो इट विल एक्सपीरियंस अ फोर्स, पॉजिटिव, attractive or repulsive depending on what is the nature of both the charges, ठीक है? तो इस sphere of influence को जहाँ पे एक चार्ज का फोर्स कोई और चार्ज महसूस कर सकता है, एक्सपीरियंस कर सकता है, is known as the electric field around that charge, ठीक है? तो we say the concept of field force is utilized by scientists to explain this rather unusual force phenomenon that occurs in the absence of physical contact. The space surrounding a charged object is affected by the presence of the charge. An electric field is established in that space. A charged object creates an electric field. An alteration of the space or field in the region that surrounds it. Other charges in that field would feel the unusual alteration of the space. Whether a charged object enters the space or not, the electric field exists. Space is altered by the presence of a charged object. Other objects in the space experiences the strange and mysterious quality of that space. As another charged object enters the space and moves deeper and deeper into the field, the effect of the field becomes more and more noticeable. अगर हम इसको डायग्रामेटिकली समझने की कोशिश करें तो मान लो यहाँ पर एक चार्ज रखा हुआ है, ठीक है? Let's say this charge is positive. यहाँ पर कोई पॉजिटिव चार्ज रखा हुआ है, ठीक है, और ये इसका स्फीयर ऑफ इन्फ्लुएंस है, ये इसका स्फीयर ऑफ ये इसका स्फीयर ऑफ इन्फ्लुएंस है। मतलब अगर कोई और चार्ज इस घेरे के अंदर आ गया, if any other charge comes inside the perimeter of this sphere of influence, then it will experience a force, it will feel some force, right? In case of positive charge, if I try to bring another positive charge near this, I'll have, it will experience more and more force as it comes nearer and nearer to the source charge. This test charge will experience more and more force, meaning the effect of that this positive charge is more near to it, right? और जितना दूर जाता जाएगा ये फोर्स का इफेक्ट कम होता जाएगा। सिमिलरली इस केस में रिपल्सिव होगा, मतलब अगर मैं इस चार्ज को इस स्फीयर ऑफ इन्फ्लुएंस के अंदर डालकर छोड़ दूं तो दिस विल मूव आउटवर्ड्स। अगर मैं इसको लाया यहाँ पे इंडिपेंडेंटली छोड़ दिया, मैंने हाथ हटा दिया, तो ये क्या होगा, ये इधर भागने लगेगा अपने आप। सिमिलरली अगर किसी नेगेटिव चार्ज को मैं यहाँ लेकर आऊंगा तो ये अपने आप इस पॉजिटिव चार्ज की तरफ खींचा चला आएगा। ठीक है, अब इसको समझने की कोशिश अगर हम करें ग्रेविटेशन से, इज लाइक दिस। सी ग्रेविटेशनल फोर्सेस आर व्हाट, अट्रैक्टिव फोर्सेस। ठीक है, टू टेक एनी ऑब्जेक्ट अवे फ्रॉम द सरफेस ऑफ अर्थ आई हैव टू डू वर्क, बिकॉज ग्रेविटी इज ट्राइंग टू पुल इट डाउन एंड आई एम ट्राइंग टू pull it up. Now the amount of work done by the external force, in this case by me, will get stored as the potential energy of this object. Will get stored as the potential energy of this object. तो यहाँ पर इसका potential energy ज़्यादा है और ground को इसका potential energy कम था, zero था। ठीक है? Now at this place, if I take away this external force, what will happen? It will fall down. It will go from higher potential energy to lower potential energy. And this movement will be spontaneous. ठीक है? Similarly, this positive charge, I am taking it against the direction of the field. Gravitational field क्या था? Attractive था. इस केस में इसका field क्या है? Repulsive है. मैं उसके against उसको लेकर गया और फिर उसको छोड़ दिया. ठीक है? जैसे मैं इसको लेकर आया, इसको छोड़ दिया, ये नीचे भाग गया. Similarly यहाँ पे ये positive charge दूर कहीं भागता है. ठीक है, now while it is running away from here, it is acquiring kinetic energy. जैसे मैंने इसको यहाँ पर छोड़ा, it will acquire kinetic energy while falling down. Now इसके पास ये kinetic energy कहाँ से आया? इस केस में इसके पास ये kinetic energy कहाँ से आया? क्लास 9 में किया था। इसका जो potential energy हमने दिया था, वो धीरे धीरे convert हो रहा था kinetic energy, right? So there was conservation of mechanical energy, मतलब total of potential energy and kinetic energy was constant. But as it was coming down, its potential energy was decreasing and its kinetic energy was increasing. So that tells you that this positive charge here has some kind of potential energy. Has some kind of potential energy. ठीक है? If you remember the definition of potential energy, what was that? It is the energy possessed by a body by virtue of its location, by virtue of its position or configuration, shape. ठीक है? What were the different types of potential energy you studied about? Gravitational potential energy, elastic potential energy, right? Elastic potential energy क्या था? Spring को अगर तुम compress करते हो, तो उसका configuration change हो रहा है, and because of that change in the configuration, now it acquires new energy, half kx square या जो भी उसको बोलेंगे. ठीक है? Now it has ability to do work. Similarly, in this case, such potential energy is known as electric potential energy. Yeah, I sometimes call it electrostatic potential energy. ठीक है? So as I am getting this positive charge nearer and nearer to another positive charge, I am doing work against the field. So whatever work was done by me will get stored as the electric potential energy of this charge. ठीक है? We'll come back to that later. Now electric field is a vector quantity whose direction is defined as the direction that a positive test charge would be pushed when placed in the field. ठीक है? इसका डायरेक्शन, जो इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड का डायरेक्शन है, वो इस हिसाब से कन्वेंशनली डिसाइड किया गया है these line forces तुम देख रहे हो will point in that direction in which a positive test charge will move when kept in the field of the source charge. अगर हम पॉजिटिव चार्ज के पास कोई पॉजिटिव टेस्ट चार्ज रखें तो वो आउटवर्ड भागेगा, ठीक है। तो प्लस चार्ज के आसपास जो इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड लाइंस होते हैं वो रेडियली आउटवर्ड्स होते हैं, वो रेडियली आउटवर्ड्स होते हैं। Whereas in case of negative source charge, अगर मैं इसके आसपास कोई पॉजिटिव चार्ज रखूं तो it will be attracted towards this, it will be attracted towards this, so the field line forces will come radially inwards, ठीक है। तो फंडा क्या होता है कि पॉजिटिव चार्ज से फील्ड लाइंस विल ओरिजिनेट एंड एट नेगेटिव चार्ज फील्ड लाइंस विल एंड। नॉर्थ एंड साउथ पोल याद है मैग्नेटिज्म में तुमने किया होगा क्लास 8 में, नॉर्थ एंड साउथ पोल, ठीक है। सिमिलरली इनको हम पोल्स बोल सकते हैं, पॉजिटिव पोल है नेगेटिव पोल, ठीक है। तो जो पॉजिटिव चार्ज होगा वहां से इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड लाइंस विल इमिनेट आउटवर्ड्स एंड एट नेगेटिव द इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड्स विल एंड, राइट, इट विल बी कमिंग इनवर्ड्स। मेक सेंस? पता कैसे चलता है? हमने कन्वेंशन डिसाइड किया हुआ है कि किसी भी सोर्स चार्ज के आसपास अगर हम एक टेस्ट चार्ज रखें तो उसका मूवमेंट किस तरफ होगा, that will define the direction of the electric field lines, ठीक है। तो फंडा क्या था, हमारा पॉजिटिव टेस्ट चार्ज क्यों ले रहे हैं, बिकॉज जब इलेक्ट्रिसिटी के बारे में हमें पता चला था तो वी डिड नॉट नो अबाउट द स्ट्रक्चर ऑफ एटम। स्ट्रक्चर ऑफ एटम हमें बहुत बाद में पता चला, बेन फ्रैंकलिन वगैरह ने ये सारा काम बहुत पहले कर दिया इलेक्ट्रिसिटी। तो उस समय इट वाज अज्यूम्ड दैट इलेक्ट्रिसिटी इज बिकॉज ऑफ द प्रेजेंस ऑफ और मूवमेंट ऑफ पॉजिटिव चार्जेस। उसको पता नहीं था कि इलेक्ट्रॉन्स भी एग्जिस्ट करते हैं, तो ही इनविसार्ज कोई पॉजिटिव चार्ज होगा उसके मूवमेंट की वजह से ये सारे फोर्सेस हो रहे हैं। तो जितने भी डेफिनेशंस हैं वो पॉजिटिव चार्ज के रेस्पेक्ट में, ठीक है। बाय द टाइम वी केम टू नो अबाउट इलेक्ट्रॉन्स इट वाज already established that the positive charges are flowing when the electricity happens, ठीक है। And we did not change the convention because that would have meant changing a lot more things, ठीक है। तो एज अ कन्वेंशन हम हमेशा एक पॉजिटिव टेस्ट चार्ज को मान के सब कुछ डिफाइन करते हैं, ठीक है। टेस्ट चार्ज का मतलब होता है 1 यूनिट पॉजिटिव चार्ज, मतलब पॉजिटिव चार्ज ऑफ मैग्नीट्यूड 1 कूलम, ठीक है। व्हाट इज 1 कूलम? 1 coulomb is scientifically defined as amount of charge carried by 6 into 10 raised to power 18 electrons. It is the amount of charge carried by 6 into 10 raised to power 18 electrons. मतलब इतने सारे इलेक्ट्रॉन्स जितना चार्ज एक साथ लेकर ट्रैवल करते हैं उसको हम बोलते हैं 1 कूलम्ब ऑफ चार्ज, ठीक है। इट कुड बी +1 कूलम्ब और -1 कूलम्ब। इन दिस केस इट विल बी -1, ठीक है। तो मैग्नीट्यूड ऑफ 1 कूलम्ब का मतलब है मैग्नीट्यूड ऑफ द चार्ज कैरीड बाय 6 into 10⁻18 इलेक्ट्रॉन्स, ठीक है। अगर इसको सॉल्व करेंगे तो विल गेट 1 इलेक्ट्रॉन carries a charge equivalent to approximately 1.6 into 10⁻19 coulomb. 1.6 into 10⁻19 coulomb. So it is the charge carried by 1 electron, and these many electrons together will constitute 1 coulomb of charge. Make sense? Now again, we're coming back to the concept of electric field work and potential energy. Okay, बहुत important है to understand electric potential energy, and it's very simple because you already know gravitational potential energy. ठीक है? Electric fields are similar to gravitational fields. Both involve action at a distance force. Right? इस वाले object पे force मैंने इसको छोड़ दिया तो अपने आप कर रहा है. There is no invisible hand which is going to pull it down. Right, so it is also a non-contact force, action at a distance force. In the case of gravitational fields, the source of field is a massive object and the action at distance forces are exerted upon the masses. any mass, any two mass will have their own gravitational fields. One larger mass will attract a mass with smaller, a body with smaller mass. The force of gravity is an internal or conservative force. Now also I'll deviate from the topic to give you a concept of conservative force. The force of gravity is an internal or conservative force. You know the difference? क्या होता है conservative force, anyone? What are conservative forces? So there are two types of forces, conservative and non-conservative. Conservative forces का मतलब होता है कि work done by a conservative force is independent of the path travelled by the object on which the force is applied. ठीक है? Like तुमने किया होगा, if I raise this object from here to here, ठीक है, ये h height तक गया, the amount of work done will be mgh. But मैं इसको ऐसे ऐसे घूमता फिरता इधर उधर लेके मैं यहाँ पर आता same height. Still the amount of work done will be mgh, right? So amount of work done depends only on the final position and the initial position. Displacement, right? Displacement पे depend करता है. So such forces which depend only on the final and initial location of the object, work done depends only on the final and initial position of the object and not on the actual path travelled by it, are known as conservative forces. One very important aspect of a conservative forces are if the work acts on a loop, amount of work done is zero. Because you start from one place, some work is done, you move here, there, and come back to the same place again. So in such a case, amount of work done is zero. ठीक है? Non-conservative forces होते हैं forces like friction. Friction मान लो इस पे 10 न्यूटन का फ्रिक्शन है और मैं इसको 10 मीटर मूव कर रहा हूँ. Amount of work done will be 100 joules. ठीक है? और मैं इसको इस 10 मीटर को ऐसे घूम के जाता हूँ और यहाँ पे रीच करता हूँ 15 मीटर्स में. Amount of work done will be equal to 150 joules. Right? It does not depend just on the initial position and the final position, but it also depends on the actual length of the path traveled. With such forces, the work done by which depends on the distance traveled are known as non-conservative forces. Okay? All the fundamental forces are conservative forces. Gravitational forces, like we saw, was conservative force. Similarly, electric field or electric forces are also conservative forces. ठीक है? The force of gravity is an internal or conservative force. When gravity does work upon an object to move it from a high location to a lower location, the object's total amount of mechanical energy is conserved. देखो दो चीजें होती है, ध्यान देना. जब मैं इसको ऊपर उठा रहा हूँ तो वर्क इज बीइंग डन अगेंस्ट दी ग्रेविटी. वर्क इज डन बाय एन एक्सटर्नल ऑब्जेक्ट. ठीक है? whenever work is done by an external object, that amount of work gets stored as the energy. ये पढ़ा तुमने. Now when I leave it, work is being done by the gravity. Work is now being done by the gravity. And while it is happening, the total mechanical energy is conserved, as you all know, right? Potential energy is decreasing, kinetic energy is increasing. ठीक है, वही यहाँ पे बताने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं. However, during the course of the falling motion, there was a loss of potential energy and a gain of kinetic energy. So when gravity does work upon an object to move it in the direction of the gravitational field, then the object loses potential energy in the direction of the gravitational field. अगर gravity इसको in the direction of the gravitational field काम करेगा, then the potential energy of the object will be decreasing. It will lose potential energy. The potential energy originally stored within the object as a result of its vertical position is lost as the object moves under the influence of the gravitational field. On the other hand, energy would be required to move a massive object against its gravitational field. A stationary object would not naturally move against the field and gain potential energy. मतलब ये अपने आप यहाँ से यहाँ नहीं आता, जादू नहीं होगा. ठीक है, लेविटेशन नहीं होता इसमें. ठीक है, अगर कोई जादू नहीं है तो ये स्पॉन्टेनियसली यहाँ से यहाँ तक नहीं आ सकता. Energy in the form of work would have to be imparted to the object by an external force in order for it to gain this height and the corresponding potential energy. But an external force will have to do work on this object to provide it potential energy. Okay? And work will be done against the gravitational field. Okay? When it is coming from a location of higher potential energy to lower potential energy, work is being done by the gravity. In this case, when you have to lift an object from lower potential energy to higher potential energy, work is done by an external force. The important point to be made by this gravitational analogy is that work must be done by an external force to move an object against nature, from low potential energy to high potential energy. On the other hand, objects naturally move from high potential energy to low potential energy under the influence of the field force. It is simply natural for objects to move from high energy to low energy, but work is required to move an object from low energy to high energy. घर में हर रोज तुम्हारे यहाँ पानी आता है, ठीक है? ये लोग कैसे पानी आता है? ओवरहेड टैंक्स में पानी को भेजना पड़ता है. Now to send some gallons of water to overhead tank, someone has to do work. Because what you are doing essentially is you are lifting the water up from low potential energy and taking it to the high potential energy. तो उसके लिए काम कौन करता है? जो मोटर्स है. मोटर्स का काम क्या है? While they are working there, while the motors are running, they are providing potential energy to the object at the bottom to lift it to the top. ठीक है? Once the object is in the overhead tank, you don't need any other motor. Beyond that, water will flow automatically. Because water has this tendency, or any object has this tendency to go from higher height to lower height spontaneously. उसके लिए कोई काम नहीं करना पड़ता, अपने आप वाटर मूव करने लगेगा पाइप से. सिमिलरली हम देखेंगे कि चार्जेस के केस में भी यही होगा. ठीक है? इन अ सिमिलर मैनर, टू मूव अ चार्ज इन एन इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड अगेंस्ट इट्स नेचुरल डायरेक्शन ऑफ मोशन वुड रिक्वायर वर्क. मतलब यहाँ पे एक पॉजिटिव चार्ज है, यहाँ पर एक और पॉजिटिव चार्ज है. क्या लेट कैसे हो गया? लेट कैसे हो गया? थोड़ा सा समझ में नहीं आया, मैं बाद में बताता हूँ. ठीक है? In a similar manner, to move a charge in an electric field against its natural direction of motion would require work. मतलब कि मेरे पास मान लो ये दोनों पॉजिटिव चार्जेस हैं, ये मान लो फिक्स चार्ज है, ये सोर्स चार्ज है. ठीक है? ये मेन चार्ज है. तो इस चार्ज का नेचुरल टेंडेंसी क्या होगा? टू मूव अवे, राइट? बिकॉज इट विल बी रेपेलिंग इट. ठीक है? ये जब इसको रेपेल करेगा तो ये इधर जाने की कोशिश करेगा. बट अगर हम इस चार्ज को इधर लाने की कोशिश करें, तो इसका मतलब है इस चार्ज पे हमें एक्सटर्नल फोर्स वर्क करना पड़ेगा. Some external force have to do work on this charge to make it come closer to the source charge, right? Because we are forcing it to go against its natural direction of motion. ठीक है? Now this exertion of work by an external force would in turn add potential energy to this charge. The natural direction of motion of an object is from high energy to low energy. But work must be done to move the object against the nature. On the other hand, work would not be required to move an object from high potential energy location to low potential energy location. When this principle is logically extended to the movement of charge within an electric field, the relationship between work energy and the direction of the charge moves, and the direction in that the charge moves becomes more obvious. Let's see what happens. ठीक है? Let's look at two diagram. यहाँ पर एक सोर्स चार्ज रखा हुआ है. इसका इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड will be in the outwardly direction, radially outward direction. Now यहाँ पर एक पॉजिटिव चार्ज है मेरे पास. If I have to move it from point A to point B, I have to do work. Currently, I will be bringing this unit positive charge closer to the source charge. तो इस केस में I will have to do work upon it, right? Whereas here, if I have to move the charge from point B to point A, it will happen naturally. It will happen naturally. So what does it tell me? It tells me that point B has higher potential energy for this charge as compared to point A. पॉइंट ए पे लो पोटेंशियल एनर्जी होगा और पॉइंट बी पे हाई पोटेंशियल एनर्जी होगा. इसके कारण ए से बी तक ले जाने के लिए एन एक्सटर्नल फोर्स विल हैव टू डू वर्क ऑन द चार्ज. ठीक है. सिमिलरली हियर पॉइंट बी विल बी एट लोअर एनर्जी लेवल एंड पॉइंट ए विल बी एट higher energy level. So this movement from B to A will be natural or spontaneous. Will be natural or spontaneous. So what the consider a diagram given in which a positive source charge is creating an electric field and a positive test charge being moved against and with the field. In diagram A, the positive test charge is being moved against the field from location A to location B. Now moving the charge in this direction would be like going against the nature. Thus work would be required to move the object from location A to location B, and the positive test charge would be gaining potential energy in the process. This would be analogous to moving a mass in the uphill direction. Work would be required to cause such an increase in gravitational potential energy. In the second diagram, the positive test charge is being moved with the field from location B to location A. Now this motion would be natural and not require work from an external force. The positive test charge would be losing energy in moving from location B to location A. This would be analogous to a mass falling downwards. It will occur naturally and be accompanied by the loss of gravitational potential energy. One can thus conclude from this discussion that the high energy location for a positive test charge is a location nearest to the positive source charge, and the low energy location is the furthest away. Make sense? Now what can you tell me about if I keep a negative charge here, ठीक है, मेरे पास एक पॉजिटिव टेस्ट चार्ज है. आई वॉन्ट टू फर्स्ट केस मूव इट फ्रॉम पॉइंट ए टू पॉइंट बी. मतलब इस नेगेटिव चार्ज को मैं पॉइंट ए से पॉइंट बी तक मूव कर रहा हूँ. एंड हियर पॉजिटिव टेस्ट चार्ज. यहाँ पे मैं पॉजिटिव चार्ज को अगेन पॉइंट बी से पॉइंट ए की तरफ मूव कर रहा हूँ. ठीक है. in this case, पहले केस में tell me which will have higher potential. Riya? A will have higher potential. Now tell me, while going from A to B, is this a natural movement or will some work have to be done on it? Work will have to be done on it, right? Because naturally this negative charge will be attracting positive charge. तो इसका natural tendency क्या होगा? इस तरफ जाने का. It will try to go towards the source charge. But what I am trying to do is I am trying to take it against the direction of the field. Because negative charge के लिए field का direction किधर होता है? Towards the charge. ठीक है? Negative charge जब भी होगा इसका field direction ऐसा होगा. ठीक है. इसका मतलब है while taking a positive test charge from A to B, and external force will have to do work करना पड़ेगा. तो इसका मतलब है while I am doing work, this charge is gaining potential energy. तो A से B की तरफ B में ज़्यादा potential energy होगा और A में कम potential energy होगा. ठीक है. While in this case, the movement from B to A will be spontaneous. The movement from B to A will be spontaneous because positive charge will inherently have this ability to move towards negative charge. Make sense? And this movement of charge will signify that point B is at higher potential energy and point A has lower potential energy. Make sense? So while it is moving in the direction of the field, a positive test charge when it moves in the direction of the field, it will lose energy. It will lose energy. जैसे ये object when it moves in the direction of the field, it will lose its gravitational potential energy. While coming down, it will lose its gravitational potential energy. And while going up, it will increase. Right? It will gain gravitational potential energy. Same चीज यहाँ पर होगा. यहाँ पे पॉजिटिव टेस्ट चार्ज को जब इन द डायरेक्शन ऑफ द फील्ड लेकर जाओगे तो इट विल लूज इलेक्ट्रिक पोटेंशियल एनर्जी, और जब इसके अगेंस्ट लेकर आओगे तो इट विल गेन इलेक्ट्रिक पोटेंशियल एनर्जी. ठीक है, तो नेगेटिव चार्ज के लिए इट विल वर्क उल्टा. मान लो अब यहाँ पर पॉजिटिव टेस्ट चार्ज की जगह नेगेटिव टेस्ट चार्ज है, तो पॉइंट ए से पॉइंट बी तक जाने के लिए विल हैव टू डू नो वर्क. अगर हम नेगेटिव चार्ज की बात करें तो पॉइंट ए से पॉइंट बी तक इसका मूवमेंट विल बी नेचुरल. तो अगर हम पोटेंशियल एनर्जी को नेगेटिव चार्ज के रिस्पेक्ट में डिफाइन करें तो पॉइंट ए विल हैव हायर पोटेंशियल एंड पॉइंट बी विल हैव लोअर पोटेंशियल एनर्जी. ठीक है, सिमिलरली in this case if I have a negative charge and I want to move it from point B to point A, I'll have to do work against the field force. I'll have to do work against the field force. So with respect to a negative charge, point A will have higher potential energy and point B will have lower potential energy. Make sense? पक्का? किसी समझ में यार बता देना. Raise your hands और बिल्कुल भी hesitate मत करना. School नहीं है, you can ask as many questions as you want, whatever comes to your mind, without thinking about it. Anyone? पक्का? Simple है? Sure? Now this discussion pertains to moving a positive test charge within the electric field created by a positive source charge. Now let's consider the motion of the same positive test charge.
Is light solid, liquid or gas?
It's nothing. It has mass, it has all the properties of solid. But we cannot say it's solid, liquid or gas. We cannot define it.
What gave it the last year was talking, and like all the objects are, everything in its nature is like we are able to make any solid, liquid or gas. So what is that?
Light has two properties. Light is a wave. ठीक है, that we all know. Light is an electromagnetic wave, to be precise. And second thing, what the light has, we call it dual nature of light. A wave cannot have a property of a matter. ठीक है,